Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another layout for you, and this one again is for Scrapbook Your Joy, and I was lucky enough to guest design for them. And I am again using the Cocoa Vanilla Studio Daydream collection. And this is the new one. This is the latest one that just came out. It's just shipping to stores. I got my hands on it and I'm super excited about it because I love anything Cocoa Vanilla Studio. And so I decided that this rainbow kind of watercolorish paper was going to be my inspiration piece. And so I used a 12 by 12 white heavy cardstock. It's 110 pound. And I decided that I'm going to mimic the colors that are in the that striped piece of paper. And so I go in with my Recollections Watercolors. These are just cheapy watercolors and I love them and they work great, and I don't think I would change them out if I could. And I mix the colors as closely as I can. Now they're not spot on and identical, but they're pretty darn close once they dry. And I'm just going to create a rainbow at the top in the same order that is on that striped sheet of paper. The colors exactly don't line up on my own paper, but I think it's pretty close enough. Excuse me. And so I go through all the shades of that dark and inky kind of grayish teal over to a lighter one, that olivey green color, which is just, oh, chef's kiss, perfection. I love that color. I'm loving that color. I'm also loving wearing this color. The peachy tone and that mustardy color. And finally a darker peachy mauvey tone. I omit that royal dark navy blue, and I also omit the very last kind of dark mauvey, mauve? Do you say mauve or do you say mauve? Mauve color. I omit those two colors just because there just wasn't enough room to use every single color. I decided not to, and it works out just fine for me. So here you can see that I'm going through and I'm placing the color down. I'm also letting it drip down the page, and when I do that I just add a bit more water onto my paintbrush and just dab it at the tail end of the color and just tap my piece of paper down against the table. Now this part was really fun. I really enjoyed this watercolor aspect of it. Mixed media, if you will. It's very loose mixed media. It's just watercolor, really. And I did not prep my paper like I usually. I don't. I don't prep my paper. But what I thought I'd do was go in with the watercolor, do the work that I needed to do, and then go through with the next day when it was dry, because I did this the evening before. The next day when it was dry, that I was going to take my regular clothing iron and iron it and see if that helped flatten it out a bit. And it actually did. It wasn't perfect, but it definitely removed some of the warping, which was great. So now you can see that I cut a strip of that rainbow paper, and that's going to be my my main kind of like anchor. And so I decided that it also needs another anchor, and I'm using that mustardy sheet of, or a strip of that mustardy paper. And I just love the colors in this collection. They're so versatile because they can be used for feminine layouts as well as more masculine layouts. There's no pink in this collection. It's more peaches and kind of burnt orangey peaches. It's just a very well done collection. Very well done. And also, if you're looking for this collection, I suggest you head over to Scrapbook Your Joy ASAP, because Sandra does have it in stock currently. And if you're looking for it, you should get your hands on it now before it sells out, because when it's gone, it's gone. It's harder to get your hands on. So, and she's Canadian, and she's local to me if you're in Ontario, so which is nice. And she has really quick shipping. It's just my favorite place to order from. So I highly, highly recommend Scrapbook Your Joy. Here I decide that I'm going to go with a black and white photograph, and this is a photograph of my daughters and my mom in our pool. They were just, my mom got in with all her clothes. She came over and spent the weekend, and the kids wanted her to go swimming, and Mom's like, well, I didn't bring my bathing suit. And she then just said, you know what, screw that, I'm getting in anyways with my grandkids, and that's what she did. She went in with all her clothes. She's wearing jeans, shorts, and a tank top, and you know, it was fine. She was happy and the girls were having a blast, and as you can see from the picture, my mother, who, bless her heart, is 60 years old, is having a great old time. So I just matted my photograph there. And I just used papers from the collection, of course, and it's just haphazardly kind of matted, nothing really special to my technique. So I decide that I'm going to use the die cut titles. Now I attempted to use the die cut titles in the layout previous to this one. It just did not, I think I felt like it just didn't flow with my layout. Whereas in this one, it goes a lot better because there are the more darker tones. And I'll bring some more of those darker tones together in a minute. So I decide that I'm going to go with the title of Together. Also, can we just talk about this die cut sun and how perfect it is for summer layouts? I'm also going to use a ton of florals on this page as well. Of course, why not? Cocoa Vanilla Studio is all about the florals, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'll put florals on a feminine layout, I'll put it on a masculine layout, heck, I'll put it on a dinner plate. I just love them. I'll just use them everywhere. I'm using some gold thread here and tucking it in and behind my photograph. I'm just using some hot glue. You won't see the hot glue afterwards. It's just to add a bit of security to the thread. I'm also using some foliage there. Those berries are like one of my fave that are part of the collection as well. So I decide here that the bottom of Together needed to be popped up just a little bit, and that's what I do. And I'm going to go ahead and embellish the top right hand corner as well. And as you can see, the die cuts, the color scheme in this collection is not very pink at all. It's more muted peaches. It's more of a peach color and mauve color, mauve. We're gonna have this issue with this word. And they're very muted colors and not so bright and in your face, and I just absolutely love that. Also, I'm taking the accessory stickers, and they're always on these accessory stickers are the tiny words, and I just kind of put together my own kind of subtitle here, and I needed the word is, so I just cut up the word this and used the is part of it to create the phrase is my favorite. And I love because Cocoa Vanilla Studio is an Australian-based company that they spell favorite and neighbor with a U, and that's the same way we spell it in Canada. So, you know, usually when I do titles, sometimes the words are not the same as we spell them here in Canada as in the US, because let's say we're using American crafts, they're going to spell it the American way, of course. But it's nice to have favorite spelt with a U because that's the way we spell it here. I'm taking some more gold thread. I'm just tucking it in on the bottom right hand side of my photograph. It just makes it seem as if the thread goes across and behind the entire length of the photograph. And I'm pulling out some of the sequins from the Sequins and Flower packet. I'm just using my hot glue gun and taking some of the sequins and gluing them down. I'm just super simple to use. And if you didn't want to use them on a layout, you can definitely use them on, let's say, a shaker card or even just a regular card. Some people sew them onto their layouts. Here I am taking the infamous Heidi Swapp Color Shine in gold. I have a backup bottle of this, so if I run out, I have a backup. But once that other bottle is done, I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have to find a replacement. But anyway, that's my layout. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I will leave the links to Scrapbook Your Joy in the description box below. There you'll find the Facebook page, the Instagram page, and you'll also find the website for the shop. Please head over there and do some damage. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so and liking my video, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.